Jokic bumping.
My goodness, Kevin McHale.
Jokic trying to make it a one-point
Jokic
game.
just having his way down.
And he does.
What a classic.
Shot clock at 4. Screen by Jokic. Knocked away by LeBron. The steal. The dribble. LeBron
Takes off and flies, man.
drops the sledgehammer. 3-point game. Jokic the other way. The pass down low. Gordon. Back to Porter. Tied.
Porter with a big time three like Reggie
Fighting
Miller.
through. Sneaking to the rim.
D'Lo with the floater.
Denver down by 2. Murray gets the screen.
Easy by
Tries
Murray
on
to
LeBron.
the left.
And a
To the
foul to
line.
tie.
Knocks them both down to tie the game.
It's James.
LeBron driving to the left, just can't stop.
He gets it to go.
Like he's never been
Lakers
able
by
to do.
2. Denver the other
Lakers
way.
2
Murray on
lead.
top.
With
Davis
30
with the
seconds
send.
to snatch
The
back
screen.
by
LeBron
Murray,
comes
step
up on
back,
him.
fade on LeBron. That's to tie the game.
Murray's got 12 here.
And Lakers in position.
Defender falls.
LeBron wide open three. Miss it.
Down by Porter. Murray makes a move.
What?
The Nuggets have won.
That fade away by Murray looked like Michael Jordan, man. You gotta be kidding me.
Meet
Wow.
Fargo, the new virtual assistant from Wells Fargo. Fargo makes banking faster and
Holy
easier.
shit.
Turn off my debit card.
Lets you pick up the
That was
tab,
the best
even if you forget your wallet.
game winner I've ever seen.
Fargo, send cash
That was better than the Kawhi Leonard in the corner for the
Fargo
finals
puts
bounce
important
in win.
information at your
Right in front of his
fingertips.
bench and just the way
What did I spend on groceries?
they just stormed the
Yeah,
court.
you guys stay for dinner?
Oh my
Want to see
gosh.
everything Fargo
He
can?
faded
You
away
can
on his
with Wells
back.
Fargo.
Murray, listen, NBA 2K, if y'all don't give this man a 99 next year, man, y'all need a lawsuit. What a classic game, man.
Lakers lose not
Epic
only a
fashion.
20-point lead in the third quarter,
See some of the player
and an
reactions.
89-81 lead with 5 minutes left in the game. They lose the game and drop to 2-0 in the series. And that's the most heartbreaking fashion you can lose, right, guys? 18-8 run to finish for Denver, and Jamal Murray hits the game winner.
Yeah, I wish we were at a bar right now, so I could have a few drinks.
Yeah.
Because this was a very tough loss right here. I mean, I think of losses in Laker history. This ranks right up there with it. And the way they lost was just, typical of what they've been doing. You have to value the possession of the basketball when you have a lead. And you cannot give 2 or 3 turnovers that will turn the game around and give Denver momentum. Rob's going to talk about Murray a little bit, what he witnessed, but this was very disappointing. Poor execution down the stretch that led to turnovers. I don't know what happens when we execute so well. AD before half, taking advantage of his ISO opportunities. D'Lo getting some good shots. I don't know what we turn into. I don't. It's always like we turn into like we're scared to finish. Scared to finish the game. Turnovers, miscommunication on defense, and then Murray. Who was cold. Rob told us. Robert Horry said he hit a layup.
Yeah, tough layup.
And he saw one go in, and Rob said from that point on, he was going to be trouble.
He was 3 for 16 going into the fourth quarter, Jamal Murray. He had 14 points, including the last 6 in that game, and was 6 for 8 in the quarter. AD only had 1 shot in that fourth quarter. And Rob, James is right. And I know you're going to talk a little Jamal Murray here, but the way that game goes when you're up 20, so many empty possessions, so many kind of sloppy turnovers.
Sloppy.
And it wasn't like Denver did anything to really change the game. It was the Lakers kind of
Giving it to him.
Yeah.
They had no Pope tonight.
Yeah.
Not Murray for a long time. And seeing that they had under control, they just lacked killer instinct and frivolous,
Even on a guy,
unprofessional basketball plays, unprofessional basketball plays in the playoffs of the second game of.
This is the Lakers broadcast, so they're heartbroken, mainly because, you know, the Lakers obviously really in both games, you know, got on top of Denver. You know, Denver just finished them off in both cases. Obviously, as a Denver fan, you know, I wouldn't want to see us play with fire like this on a regular basis. You know, I think the Lakers are a play-in team, so, you know, I get that they're comfortable with I guess, you know, the situation, obviously, but, you know, these are 2 games in a row that they're, you know, spotting the Lakers double-digit leads and things of that nature, and that's not gonna be a good formula as far as going forward in the playoffs. But all that said, I will say that, you know, going through these types of battles early, you know, does kind of pave the way, I guess, for further rounds, just because you've gone through everything. There's no surprises. Every situation, it's like almost like serves as almost like a practice. So it's rolling the dice for sure, playing like that, but it pays off. It's paid off, if you ask me. As a fan, though, no fan is gonna prefer to see a game, you know, go like, especially this one. But nevertheless, I couldn't be any more happy to see, you know, my guy Jamal Murray finish this way, because this is what legends are made of. This is what makes the same thing happen for Chauncey Billups, to get the nickname you get when you make shots like that. That fadeaway in the corner was bananas. So I'm just elated to have seen it. You know, love what I saw there. The fadeaway in the corner was epic for the game. I'm very surprised LeBron did not make that 3-pointer at the top of the key to put Lakers up 3, especially the way he had been playing. Hats go off to him in the most significant way with what he's just been able to do. Obviously, D'Lo, six first half 3-pointers, but you have got to close the game. You've got to be able to close the game. I think that's kind of what James Worthy here was talking about. You got to be able to close the game, and you know, I have just wish I'd have been able to see the whole second half play by play. You know, it's kind of late where I'm at. I'm all the way East Coast. It's kind of late, so I did catch the whole first half, and I just watched an extensive breakdown of the second half, and Lakers just never. I mean, the Nuggets never flinched. They never folded. They stayed the course. They didn't, and that's what the Nuggets are gonna do. You know, anytime you're playing against a strong team like that, you can't have any weaknesses. At the pro level, or you know, even college level, you gotta stay locked in 4 quarters, especially playoffs. So, you know, listen, I don't understand why everybody's expecting the Lakers to. As a fan, it hurts, and I think that's why in this network you can hear the emotions. You got James Worthy, you got Robert Horry on set. So of course, as former Laker players, Laker greats, you know they're gonna want to see, you know, the buzzer beater loss in the playoffs on an underdog team is gonna hurt. So
Of a team has your number.
I think for me, the first thing I ever learned when I got in this league, Olajuwon came to me, it's like, keep it simple. Down the stretch, the Lakers didn't keep it simple. What I mean by that is on the offensive end. They started to do all these little screens and all these trickeries to try to get the mismatch. You know what a mismatch was? AD on the post. And when they didn't start going to AD on the post, one shot in the fourth quarter. He had 32 points going into the fourth. And for me, you have to understand mismatch. LeBron is 39. Yes, he is one of the best players ever to play this game. He had no advantage tonight. That ISO at the top got them in trouble. You know why? Denver was able to rest on the defensive end. They sat there and they waited on LeBron to make his move, and then they went in. I love LeBron to death, but to me, that's not winning basketball. If you on a break going downhill like that, I am fine with it. But when you get it stationary at top, and I know people are going to kill me for saying it because I'm talking about LeBron James, it's basketball. Go to the first half. Did we have that in the first half with LeBron ISO at the top? No, we did not. We had D'Lo. Even though D'Lo saved with some threes, the ball was moving. AD was in the post. You was giving it to him in a stationary position where he can make his move. There's a lot of things that went on in this game. You can bring the subs on the coaching staff. You can bring LeBron, ISO, and you can blame AD for not taking the ball in the post. There's so many things you can point out. And when you in a playoff game and you have a lead like that, you don't need to be fancy on the offensive end. Just be simple. Get it to the mismatch. You had Jokic, who's on a bum knee ankle. He couldn't play.
5 times in a row down the stretch.
And AD was cooking, but then you go away from it. And to me, you got to understand, it ain't about me. It's about we in the playoffs, and you got to go to the advantage. And AD in the second half, who had the advantage throughout the first half, we